What's up, everybody? This is Silent Rob. This is going to be the first in a series of mini rant videos that I'm going to make. And today I wanted to talk about GameStop a little bit. If you're a gamer, you've undoubtedly been to a GameStop before. I've been there. Everybody's been to at least a GameStop or an EB Games at one point in their life. I've actually done one better. I used to work at a GameStop. I was a co-manager at a GameStop for 2 fucking excruciating years. And what did I get out of that 2 years of working as a co-manager? Did I get brought up to manager? Did I get promoted? Did I even get a raise? Well, I guess technically I did get a raise. I got a 5-cent raise over a 2-year period of working there. See, I cannot believe what GameStop gets away with on a daily basis. I've saw so much shit go down at GameStop that it would make your skin crawl. And I'm going to go into quite a bit of that stuff now. One thing being the 5-cent raise that I got in 2 years. I worked there when the Wii came out, when the PS3 came out, and when the 360 came out. So I was there through all the systems. So when my super early videos, I worked at GameStop. I was the co-manager there. So it absolutely blows my mind. I worked there when they raised the minimum wage here in Ohio. They raised it up to like $8. So I was making jack shit basically. I was making 7 something. And I remember this big thing when they were going to bring the minimum wage up to like $8 that GameStop was losing their fucking minds. They thought they were going to have to shut down stores. They thought they were going to have to lay off people because they had to give everybody a $1 raise. They were losing their minds. They thought it was the end of the fucking world, okay? But I remember my check being brought up to $8, and I remember not getting a raise that year because of that. That counted as the raise. That's right. The mandatory raise that everybody had to get in Ohio counted as my raise that year. So the next year that I worked there, they gave me a 5-cent raise. Needless to say, that's when I told them to shove the job up their fucking asses. But I think the funniest part about all this is that GameStop can afford to pay their employees decently. But they don't, because in their mind, you're lucky to be working for them. In their mind, you're just a dumb, either college student or high school student that doesn't fucking care and just wants to work with games and doesn't actually want to make any money. That's the problem. That's the mentality that GameStop has. But that's the funniest part, is that this company makes more fucking money than you could ever imagine. And they do it by screwing people over on a daily fucking basis, okay? It's unbelievable. When I worked there, I've seen it all, people. I have seen it all. I have seen us take in a game and give somebody $5 for it and then put it on the shelf for 15 to 20, okay? That's not even 100% markup, okay? We're talking hundreds of percentages of marking up this fucking game. Okay, that's triple of what they gave the person for. I could see, giving them $5 and then selling it for 10, but it doesn't work that way with GameStop. Okay, you could bring in a brand new $60 game into GameStop, and you would not get more than $20 to $25 out of this game, and then they would turn around and sell this game for $55 used. Okay, can somebody answer a question for me, please? Who the fuck wants to pay for a used game that somebody had and played for $55 when they could pay an extra $5 fucking bucks and get it brand new? Okay, what is the point of selling a game for $55 when there's only a $5 difference between the new version? Okay, that's GameStop's mentality, because what they want you to do is they want you to buy this piece of shit fucking discount card that gives you 10%, a measly 10 fucking percent off of your game purchases that would somehow help with this $55, okay? And that's all fine and good, but the thing is, it doesn't fucking help. And the thing is, when you go in to buy a game at GameStop or you go around to look, you get nothing but pestering from these fucking employees about these fucking Edge cards and about these fucking Game Informer subscriptions. I don't care if you already have a Game Informer subscription and you already have an Edge card. They will still ask you, because they're required to, if you would want to get an Edge card. And when it used to be EB Games, it used to be great. I worked there in the beginning. It was a couple months I worked there when it was EB Games, and it was great. They had the EB Games card, and it was only $5, and it was good for a year, and it would take off 10% of your game purchases. But as soon as GameStop took over, GameStop started to get fucking greedy, okay? And they knew they could fucking price gouge everybody, so they started charging $15 and for the card and magazine combo. And it doesn't matter, because you can't just get the card. You have to get them both. It is a package deal, okay? And when I worked there, they train you to pester people. They train you to pressure people into getting this stuff. And it gets to the point where customers get pissed off because they don't want the card, or they already have the fucking card, or they already have a Game Informer subscription, and they don't fucking want another subscription. They just want the card, but it doesn't work that way. You have to get them both for $15. And let me assure you that unless you're a hardcore GameStop shopper, you're not going to get your money's worth out of this $15 card that you're paying for, okay? It takes off 10% of used purchases. It does not take off anything off of new purchases. And that's another thing that GameStop does that's absolutely bullshit. They unwrap new games and put them on the shelves and then stick the games into little tiny envelopes which are too small for the games, which scratches the brand new games. And they charge you a brand new price for these games. Now, I don't know about you guys, but once a game is opened, in my eyes, that game is no longer fucking new. But not according to GameStop. According to GameStop, they can unwrap these games, put them on the shelves, stick these brand new games in envelopes, thus scratching them. And let me assure you, it scratches the games, okay? I have seen many brand new games become scratched and ruined, be put into these fucking envelopes with these sharp edges that scratches the games. So when you get a brand new game from GameStop and you see that they're pulling the game out of an envelope, check the game, because I guarantee it's probably scratched. Either it's scratched or it has fingerprints on it from when the stupid fucking part-time employee has taken the game, and they don't fucking give a shit, okay? They will stick the envelope, they will touch the bottom of the discs, they will stick them in there, because it's not their game. It's not their problem. They don't fucking care, okay? They're there, but they don't get paid enough to care. And that's another point I wanted to bring up, is that when it used to be EB Games, and you used to work there, you used to actually get commission. You used to actually get commission off your fucking card sales. I used to get like an extra $30 to $40 on my check every week from commission, but not GameStop. See, because GameStop feels it's part of your job and you should just do it anyways. And that would be fine and great if you actually got paid a decent wage, but you don't, okay? And you get treated like fucking shit. You get treated like you have quotas, like you get treated like it's a commission job, but you get no commission. Okay, that's GameStop's problem. On top of that, you also have these fucking pestering ass, power-hungry general managers and district managers that come by the store and fucking pester you and have you do meaningless things just to keep you busy. For instance, I remember one week I worked there and our fucking dumb ass district manager came in and told us to reorganize the entire store. He told us to put this there and put this there and stick this there and stick this there. And I was like, you motherfucker, okay? Fine, I'll fucking do it. And I was the only one working at this time. It was me and this other guy. Because our fucking manager, who was this piece of shit fucking woman who didn't know a fucking video game from the hole in her ass, worked there and got paid $15 fucking to do nothing, okay? And she knew nothing about video games and did not even like video games. She was on vacation. So I had to take over the store making $7 an hour, reorganizing this store for this district fucker who would come by and pester us. And I did it, and I'm not shitting you, the next week, he had us do it all over again and put it back to the way it was before. So I took an entire week reorganizing the store just to put it back to the way it was. And this is GameStop in a whole, people. This is GameStop summed up. And I'm not even done. This is just part one. Tune in for part 2 of my GameStop rant. Oh, but I am just getting started, people. I am just getting fucking started, okay? I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg of fucking what makes GameStop the worst company in the entire fucking world. And when you talk about GameStop, you have to remember that this is a worldwide company. There are GameStops everywhere. GameStop, it's like Starbucks with this motherfucking company, okay? I think I got one building out in my back fucking yard right now. You can't get rid of these fucking places because they're everywhere. They are like fucking either a Fortune 500 or a Fortune 1000 company. I can't remember which one they are, but they are rich as fuck. Okay, and like I said, they have fucking money, but they act like they fucking don't. And let me remind everybody to never, ever buy a used system from GameStop. If you're even thinking about buying a used PS2, used GameCube, I don't fucking care. Get it elsewhere, people. Trust me, okay? Let me give you a little story here. When you work at GameStop and somebody trades in a system, there's no real way to check this system other than turning it on and seeing if it works. That means if somebody trades in, and I had this happen, so I'm going to set this scenario up for you people, okay? These white trash pieces of shit people come in with this fucking PS2, and it's an original PS2 with the drawer that came out, the original, and with this piece of shit, dust-ridden, disgusting PS2. And it's absolutely disgusting. But by GameStop's policy, if this fucking thing turns on and reads a disc for less than 5 minutes, we have to take this system in and give the people money for it, and then sell this system to somebody else. And let me assure you that if every single one of the systems we sell out would come back to us, okay? Almost every single PS2 and 360, used 360 that we would sell would come back to us within a week to two, okay? But let me go back to this PS2 for a second. This person brought in this PS2, and it's the dirtiest thing I've ever fucking seen. This PS2 is so dirty that it's no longer black, okay? It's literally brown because of the dust and despicable filth all over this fucking thing. It looks like they were using this PS2 as a toilet. I shit you not. And I lay this thing down to look at this thing, and I tell my manager that this thing is disgusting, and she actually tells me to go ahead and test it, and if it works, to take it in. And I lay it down to test it, and I start to plug it in, and I shit you not, bugs start to crawl out of this motherfucker. Out of the fucking fan, out of the hole in the back. It looked like little mini cockroaches, little teeny bugs started crawling out of this fucking thing. And I am smashing bugs and gagging. I had to leave because this thing stunk so bad, and these bugs were just about to make me fucking vomit. That I couldn't take it. And sure enough, my fucking manager took this motherfucking system in and sold it to somebody. She cleaned it with a fucking baby wipe and sold this piece of fucking shit. It's literally got shit on it. It's a piece of shit to somebody. And sure enough, they fucking brought it right back and yelled at me, no less, for selling them this disgusting system. And this is GameStop, people. This is what I'm talking about. They don't care about you. They care about profit. They care about their bottom line more than you, and that's just the way it's going to be. And I know that's probably most companies out there, but that's GameStop big time. And that necessarily wasn't EB Games. EB Games was awesome. I used to go into EB Games all the time. EB Games was a relaxed place. It was a great place to work, okay? But, you know, not GameStop. GameStop is the complete fucking opposite. I have seen shit go down. I have seen people bring in, okay, for instance, a little kid comes in here, and our policy with kids is that we can't give them cash, but we can give them store credit, okay? So if you can't tell, this can already lead to bad things. And I mean, I don't know much about running a business or anything like that, but dealing with kids in video games and trading in for credit is kind of wrong, okay? But let me give you an indication of how wrong it is, okay? This little kid comes in here, and this was like towards the end when I was really getting sick of GameStop. I was about to quit anyways. This little kid comes in here with like 3 games, and they weren't worth anything. I think he probably got $3.50 off of 3 or 4 games. Okay, it was sad. And I told this kid, I'm like, kid, you can get these. You can get somebody to pay you more for these games, you know. But he's a little kid, you know. $3.50 seems like a lot to him. He had to be no less than 5 years old. Okay, and I had to give it to him. I had to take his games and put the credit on a card and give it to him. And I knew it was a mistake doing it, okay? But sure enough, 5 minutes later, his dad comes in, yelling and screaming, telling me to give him back the games and to take the credit off this card and give him the games back. And guess what? It's against GameStop's policy. We're not allowed to do it. Okay? Now, does that seem wrong to anybody at all? Okay? To completely screw over kids and not do anything about it? But that's the way GameStop is. They don't care. And sure enough, I had to tell this guy that, sorry, the games are ours now, but you can go ahead and keep that $3.50. And sure enough, the kid was looking around the store crying because he's realizing he can't get anything with $3.50. Okay? There you go, GameStop. That's your business model. That's what you guys strive to be. You guys strive to screw over little 5-year-old kids, and you get away with it. Congratulations. Okay, and I'm not kidding around with you people. This stuff happened on a daily fucking basis, okay? And the only people that get treated halfway decent at this company are the managers. And the managers do no work whatsoever. It's literally the sales associates that have to do everything. And the managers get treated like kings and queens. But this is the problem, okay? I had a manager who knew nothing about games, would call me on my days off to ask me questions that customers were asking them because she did not know the answer. And she would call me asking me questions on my day off, and I'd be like, I don't know. I can't help you right now. But this fucking bitch would get to go to E3. She got to go on vacation. She got to go on fucking hotel stays and different little things set up by GameStop while we had to take care of the store on our minimum wage pay. Okay? And it wasn't enough just to do the job. Like I said, you get treated like shit. You get pestered every single day. How many Edge cards have you sold, Rob? How many fucking Game Informer magazines have you sold, Rob? How many warranties have you sold, Rob? How many, every fucking day, calling in, asking questions. And it just got worse and worse and worse until I just could not take it anymore. I was like, fuck this job. You know what I mean? I'm going to go get a job that actually works off commission and actually pays me commission that doesn't actually act like they do and doesn't pay me shit, okay? And let me tell you right now that GameStop, you cannot make any money at this place, okay? You cannot move up. In order to move up in GameStop, you have to either know somebody or you have to suck a dick, okay? And I wasn't willing to suck a dick. But obviously, my manager was, because she was a stupid-ass bitch, and she fucked up so many goddamn times it was unbelievable. But she stuck around because they could never fire her, because she would pull out the woman card and be like, oh, I'm the only woman manager, and you can't fire me. So she gets away with murder, and this fucking bitch is still fucking there. I still to this day get complaints about this woman and be like, I can't believe you don't work there anymore, and that woman still does. I'm like, I know, but that's GameStop, okay? That is GameStop, okay? I would have to put up with this woman. This woman would fucking tell me about how she was cheating on her husband and how she was just a low-down piece of shit. But she got paid $15 an hour to do nothing. Bravo, GameStop, bravo. Meanwhile, you lost me one of the most, you know, I mean, I'm not the most educated person in the world about video games, but I know a shit ton about video games. And I would have people come in every day, me and this other guy, me and my assistant manager, who to this day are best friends. Me and him are still best friends to this day. He's an awesome guy, and he got treated like shit just as bad as me. And we still get asked to this day, I can't believe you guys don't work there anymore. You guys were awesome, and you guys were the only reason I would go to GameStop. And I'm like, I know. I'm sorry, but that's GameStop for you. Okay? As I've heard, it just keeps getting worse and worse. They're giving less and less for their games. I saw somebody told me GameStop wanted to give them 25 cents for their Madden 08 when it was only like 3 or 4 months old. Okay, I understand that sports games get traded in a lot, but when I worked at GameStop, even if we didn't have any copies of Madden, we would still only give people like 25 cents for it. But that's the kicker. We'd end up selling it for like $10. So don't fucking tell me you can't give more for this game, okay? GameStop, because the only people that are getting money in this fucking company are the CEOs. Nobody else is. You treat people like shit, and one day it's gonna fucking bite you in the fucking ass. I guarantee it. You can't treat your employees this way and get away with it forever. All right? And you know, you're going to lose people that actually know things about games, and you're never going to fucking move anywhere higher than where you are. Okay? So, you know, that's my rant about GameStop. I might make a part 3, I'm not sure. I definitely have more things to say, but it's starting to piss me off a little bit talking about this, so I'll just end it for now. But don't go to GameStop. Now, I wasn't planning on doing a part 3 of this for a while, but as I'm talking to people about GameStop and I'm getting messages and emails, and as I'm talking about this and watching my videos again, I'm starting to remember more and more things that GameStop has done or still does that's absolutely incredible. And I could literally probably fill 10 parts. This could be like a 10-part series, people. I'm not fucking shitting you. But I got a couple messages from people. One guy was saying he bought a DS game. It was a brand new DS game, and when he got it home, it had a saved game on it. And let me tell you why that is, okay? This is why. It's actually GameStop's policy, and this is supposedly one of the perks of working at GameStop, is that you actually get to be able to rent games and bring them home and play them for 2 to 3 days and bring them back and sell them again. So that means you can actually rent brand new games. So any brand new game that's actually been gutted, you're allowed to rent for up to 2 days, play, and bring back. That includes DS games. So this goes back to me saying, how is it possible that you can unwrap a game and then sell it and have it be brand new? Oh, how is it possible for you to be able to play a fucking game, bring it back, rent it, and then fucking bring it back and then sell it as new? GameStop does this, okay? I didn't even do it when I worked there, and I told people not to fucking do it when I worked there because it was bullshit. But sure enough, we had dumbass people that worked there that would rent brand new games and for upwards of 2 days. So we would have employees, like my manager, for instance, would rent games for like her husband and stuff, and we would be out of stock on the game, and she would rent the game, and we wouldn't have it for the customer wanting to come to pay for the game. We wouldn't have it until she brought it back from her house and then sold this used played game to this guy. Okay? I'm not kidding around, people. This stuff happens. It still fucking happens. Okay? And, not to mention the fact that every time you're trying to check out, it's like a 15-minute ordeal to try to check out of a GameStop now. When I worked there, not only did you have to talk about the Edge card, you had to talk about this Game Informer subscription, but you had to talk about reserves. You had to talk about, hey, is there anything you want to reserve today? No, motherfucker. If I wanted to reserve something, I would have asked you to reserve something. And the biggest thing about these reserves, and the reason why the company tries to get you to get these reserves, is because it guarantees them the sale of the stuff. And they try to tell you that, oh man, if you reserve, you get this for free, this extra limited edition, exclusive action figure backpack, Gears of War dildo that you can only get by, pre-ordering this game. Okay, let me tell you people right now that this extra stuff that they're giving you when you pre-order this shit is garbage. Okay, it's garbage. They got the stuff. We would get these boxes and boxes of this shit, and most of the stuff would be taken home by employees. So when you try to pre-order a game and you try to say, I want to pre-order this so I can get the action figure, sorry, one of the employees already took the last action figure, so you can't fucking get it. So, we're trying to, push these pre-orders, and then half the employees I'm working with is taking the fucking free shit. And that's supposed to be one of the perks, okay, is, oh, you're taking the free shit. But here's the kicker about working there, okay? The kicker is managers get first dibs on everything. So if it's even remotely good, you're not getting it, okay? I used to be like, oh, man, can I get that standee? Nope. Manager's getting it. Oh, can I get that? Nope. Manager's getting it. And me and my buddy, me and the assistant manager would, try our best to try to get a hold of anything we could, any kind of standee or extra stuff that we could, but I would never go across the line of, like, taking the last of everything so the customers wouldn't get it. Because in my eyes, that wasn't right. And it isn't right, okay? And not to mention the fact that pre-ordering games at GameStop is completely useless, and I can tell you this for a fucking fact, that you're not guaranteed the game if you pre-order the game. If you pre-order the game, and people start coming in that didn't pre-order the game and want to buy the game, if we don't have any copies to sell, we're supposed to sell the pre-ordered copies, thus making pre-ordering a game completely worthless. You know how many fights with customers I'd get into on a daily basis because we wouldn't have their fucking Madden 08 or their fucking Gears of War because we fucking sold it, even though they put $5 down because we fucking bugged them and made them put the $5 down. They still didn't get the fucking game because we went ahead and sold it to fucking Billy Bob that walked in off the street wanting Gears of War, okay? So give me a break. It doesn't matter. And let me tell you right now, you people want to talk about how hard it was to get a Wii and how hard it was to get a 360 and stuff when they were first coming out. You know why that is? Because managers, once again, get first dibs. My fucking manager had 3, count them, 3 Wiis, okay, that she bought. She had one for herself, one for her husband, and one for her kid. 3 Wiis, okay? Customers would be coming in, we'd have a Wii in the back. She wouldn't sell it because it was hers, okay? We weren't allowed, we never had the systems in because she would, like, have every system on lockdown. It was unbelievable. All right, and any system that didn't go to her, it would go to her friends. We'd have, oh man, my buddy's coming in to pick up that Wii. We got 3 in for the entire week, and I already got them, locked down. 2 of my friends are coming in, and then I'm gonna get one. And that happened pretty much throughout the entire year when the Wiis first came out. So, if you're wondering why you could never get these systems at GameStop, it's because the employees and the managers already had dibs on them. Okay, and the funny thing is, I worked there and got my PS3 when I worked there, and I went through the pre-order process. I fucking put my money down, pre-ordered the fucking thing, and got the fucking thing. And this is the funniest part, is like when I pre-ordered it, the district manager came by and said that if he found anybody putting the PS3s on eBay, he would fire us. And no, I didn't just stutter. If he found us putting the things on eBay, he would fire us. So let me get this straight. First of all, how the fuck are you going to know that's me on eBay selling that thing? You're not going to know. So quit talking out of your fucking ass, okay? And second of all, it's my motherfucking PS3. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. If I want to fuck that PS3, I'm going to fuck that PS3. If I want to fucking immediately buy it and then smash it with a sledgehammer out in front of the store, I can fucking do that because it's my PS3. Okay? But this is what I'm talking about with GameStop. They want to control you not only at the store, but they want to control your entire lives. Okay? I'm not kidding around, people. It's just certain customers will get, for instance, will get treated differently from other customers. It just depends on how the customer stuff. Like if the customer knew the manager, that customer could get away with murder. We had a strict policy about taking back new games, but if it was one of the manager's friends, we would definitely take back that new game and get him a brand new game. We would have certain customers that would do this, but since they were friends of the manager, we were allowed to do it. But if it was actually somebody who came in and spent money all the time and it was a good customer, but they happened to not know the manager, fuck them. We ain't helping them at all. They fucking took the plastic off the game, so fuck them, okay? For instance, if you buy a game off the shelf that's new and it's been opened and we took it and put it in an envelope, if we sell it to you, we're supposed to put on a sticker on the spine, so in case you didn't open it and you decide to take it back, you're allowed to do that. But a lot of our fucking employees were lazy bastards, so most of them wouldn't put the fucking sticker on the game. So some people would get it like after Christmas, or they'd get it for a gift, and they'd try to bring it back, and they couldn't, because it didn't have the sticker on there, okay? A brand new game, you could tell it wasn't even played. Some people, it was like 20 minutes ago. Okay, that they just got the game, but we can't take it back because the sticker's not on there. Okay, this is the stupid, shitty ass policies that GameStop has, and literally, people, I could go on and on and on, and I just might. If I come up with more stuff, I'll go ahead and make another. I'll make a part 4. I'll make a part 20. Okay, fuck GameStop. Hey, this is Silent Rob, and this is part 4 of my GameStop rant. Parts 5 and 6 are probably going to be done by my assistant manager because he has plenty to say. And let me tell you, folks, we have plenty more to say about this company. But I'm here to clarify some things. I've had some questions on my past videos. A couple people have asked me if GameStop really does sell the reserves after you reserve them. And let me tell you, yes, they do. I swear to God. If you look on the bottom of the receipt when you reserve a game, it says it will hold the game for 48 hours. But this is entirely subjective to what the district manager is feeling like that day. If he decides that we're not selling to anybody who didn't pre-order it, then that will be done. So if we have 1,000 copies of the game in the back room and somebody comes in off the street wanting to buy the game and you didn't pre-order it, sorry, you're not buying the game. It doesn't matter if we have plenty of copies. You're not getting the game because the district manager said so. Okay, this isn't up to us, but we'd have plenty of customers going across the street pissed as fuck, getting it at Walmart, coming in and tell us to go fuck ourselves because he just got the game for the same price across the street. GameStop thinks this helps business and pushes reserves, but it ruins business. Trust me, okay? It just all depends on the game. And other times it's the complete opposite. Sometimes we don't get a whole lot of copies, but we have a lot of reserves. So what do you think happens in that case? Do you think that people that come in the door that want the game, they don't get the game and we just hold them for those reserves? Because, I mean, you put the $5 down, you should get the game, right? Wrong. This is GameStop, remember? Who are you kidding? If you come in and there's not a whole lot of the games available and we didn't get a whole lot in the shipment, typically the district manager would call and tell us to sell those games to all the walk-ins and fuck the people who reserved it because they didn't get there on time. So if you reserved it and you come in within the 24-hour period, we probably won't have your game. It just depends. It's a flip of the coin with GameStop. You get whatever they feel like giving you, pretty much. If you've ever been to a GameStop, you've surely had an employee ask you if you wanted to guarantee the game for like up to 6 months, or give it like a warranty and put more money on it to guarantee this game. What's bullshit about this is if you don't keep the receipt, we cannot help you with this warranty. And the thing is, a lot of businesses practice this, but GameStop's is even shadier. GameStop uses a type of paper on their receipts that doesn't last more than a month or two before it fades beyond recognition. And there's no way to read this receipt or get the actual code off the receipt so we can go and actually help these people and get these people a new game. So, yeah, it's good for 6 months or a year or whatever. You might guarantee the game, but unless you, A, hold on to your receipt, if you lose your receipt, you ain't getting the warranty because it's not in the computer. Technically, it is in the computer, but we're not looking it up, and we're not going to help you without the receipt. And second of all, even if you keep the receipt, it's probably illegible, and you're not going to get the warranty anyways. And another thing that's bullshit is what GameStop likes to call refurb fees. And a lot of people don't know about this, so this may come as a shock to a lot of people. Believe it or not, employees taking in your trades actually have a lot more input on the prices you actually get for those games than you actually think. And what I mean by that is this. Let's say you trade in a game and the game's worth $5. And they look at the back of the game and they think the game has a few too many scratches than normal. They will charge you a refurb fee. And this refurb fee goes to GameStop's cost, supposedly, of having to send out this game to get refurbished and get sanded down so they can resell it. Here's the thing. This is all up to the employees. My manager was like super, super picky about this. So like if there was one fingerprint, you'd get the refurb fee. And it depended on the system what the refurb fee would actually be. If it was an Xbox 360 game, it would be upwards of $5 to $8 taking off your trade-in value for this game. If it was like worth $2 and the refurb fee was $3, you would actually end up owing GameStop money. And most people were smart about this and wouldn't do it. But here's the thing, and here's how GameStop gets you, and they actually encourage this. Let's say a person brings in a duffel bag full of games, and this happens every single day. People would bring in their junk that wouldn't be worth anything and trade it in. Most of it's stolen stuff. And GameStop would encourage us to take this stuff in, even if it was sealed and was obviously stolen. Gears of War traded in sealed on the day it came out? Yeah, that's obviously not stolen. Give me a fucking break. Anyways, let's say somebody brings in a whole bag full of games, and they get them traded in. And you go through all the games, and you do refurb fees, and you don't tell them what the refurb fees are and what everything's worth till the end of it. So they don't know that they're actually giving you games for free because the refurb fees actually outweigh the cost of some of the games. So when you trade in your games, look at every single one because you're probably getting screwed. And when you actually get these games refurbed and brought back, most of the time, I don't know who does the refurb process on this thing. I don't know if they have like somebody in a room. They have a fucking monkey with a razor blade that's like sawing these fucking games down, but they look like even worse than they did before after they get refurbished, and half the time they don't even work. So I don't know who's doing the refurbishing, but it's worthless. So when you look at the game, and the game has sort of a weird shine to it, and it has a whole bunch of horizontal scratches around the center of the disc, that's because the game was refurbed, because it looked like shit beforehand, okay? And don't even get me started on the fucking stickers that GameStop puts on their fucking games. This has been a practice at GameStop since they started. Even EB Games did this, so they're not, innocent in all this either. They put these games on, these fucking stickers on these games, and it would be bad enough to have one sticker, okay? But I guess GameStop obviously doesn't care about the gamers, because people have been saying for many, many years to stop putting stickers on the games, but they continue to fucking do it. Here's the problem with the fucking stickers, GameStop, you dumb motherfuckers. In case you haven't realized, these stickers, if they're left on the games for an extended period of time, they're impossible to take off without ruining the game. You cannot take them off. You can get a razor blade. You can get anything. Acid will not take these fucking stickers off of these fucking games. You can't get them off. They leave the game sticky, which means you can't fucking put the games in your bookshelf with the rest of your games, because the game starts sticking to your other games, thus ruining other games. But they continue to do it, and they don't care. When I worked there, we had actually put like upwards of 5 stickers on every single game. We'd have a price sticker on the front, a barcode sticker on the back, a spine sticker. We'd have a trade-in sticker on the front, and then we'd have a bottom sticker that said to trade in again on the bottom, okay? 5 fucking stickers. That's every single game. So if we get 150 games traded in, give me a fucking break. You'd be there all fucking day putting stickers that nobody wants onto these fucking games. Sure enough complaints started to come in where they finally reduced it to like 3 stickers. We'd have one on the front, one on the spine, and one on the back, which is still 3 stickers too fucking many. Like I said, you can't get these fucking things off. And it used to be we'd put the stickers on the spine, we'd put them on the outside, but the stickers would start to fall off. So then you'd have stickers all over the fucking floor. I'm sure some of you people have seen this in every GameStop store. But here's the problem. We started having to put the stickers on the inside on the actual cardboard art, thus ruining the cardboard art on the games. I don't know if you've ever gotten a game with a sticker you can't get off on this fucking thing, but you all know what I'm talking about with this fucking company. Other companies don't fucking do this, okay? I'm sure there's different ways to do this. You could have like one price sticker that didn't leave residue and fucking sticky ass substance all over your shit that ruins your game, and you don't have to fucking gut these games. And people were saying, oh, you don't have to get a gutted game, you can just, ask them and they'll give you a new one. It doesn't work that way. Let's say you only get 4 copies of the game in, sometimes we'll have to gut like 3 of them. So that means there's only 1 sealed game. The rest you have to get, and you actually have to get them out of an envelope, okay? It doesn't work that way. GameStop fucking sucks. The next video is going to be done by my assistant manager, and he's going to tear GameStop a new one, because he even had more shit happen to him. So prepare yourselves. What's up, everybody? This is part 5 of the GameStop rant. I was originally going to have my assistant manager come in and talk a little bit, but I haven't been able to get him over to my house lately. And since the demand is so high for another part on this, I decided to just go ahead and do part 5, and he'll do probably part 6 later on. He's just been real busy lately. He has another job, so. But going through this, I realized I've done 4 parts of nothing but ranting about GameStop, and I've realized I've barely even touched the surface. I mean, there's just so much to talk about. It's unbelievable. When you work at GameStop for as long as I have, when you work there for 2 years, you see it all. Because you got to figure in that most people that work at GameStop don't last more than like 6 months, if that. We probably went through 10 to 15 employees within the 2 years that I worked there, because people would get sick of it and quit. Should I have quit way earlier? Fuck yeah, I should have fucking quit. I wasted my fucking life there. But I kept getting promised this, kept getting promised that. I got promoted to senior game advisor within 3 months of working there. In my other videos, I say co-manager because it's just a quicker way of saying senior game advisor. Because you're technically considered management, but you don't fucking get paid a manager's pay, okay? And so the other guy who worked there and was a senior game advisor quit because he was sick of the shit. Needless to say, I probably should have quit too, but, you know, like I said, I kept getting promised this, promised that. But I assure you, me and my assistant manager made the best out of a bad situation. And we had some very good times. But one subject I want to touch upon is the employee discount. And this discount gets you 15% off of items. And that's not a lot. That doesn't really help very much. But the good thing was you used to be able to use your Edge card with your employee discount. So on used items, you used to be able to get 25% off of these items. And this was, I assure you, the absolute best part of working at GameStop, is that when you get a good game traded in that didn't look like shit that you wanted, you could get 25% off of it. And every now and then you could get a good deal, and you could find a game that you wanted. And when you take off the 25%, it ends up being an actual decent price, okay? Because most of the time, you know, you take off the 10% with the Edge card, it's still too fucking expensive, and you can get it cheaper elsewhere. But with 25% off, it would help a little bit. That was until they decided they weren't going to do that anymore. Big fucking surprise. So they said we could have one or the other. We could either use the Edge card or we could use our employee discount. Here's what I don't fucking understand. Why the fuck can't I use the Edge card that I fucking paid for with my employee discount that I'm automatically supposed to be entitled to? Why do I have to choose one or the other? I mean, give me a fucking break. Are you guys really losing that much fucking money off of giving your fucking underpaid employees a 25% off discount off of used items? Is it really breaking you up that fucking bad? Okay, because if that's the case, you guys need to fucking figure out your financial situation and get it straightened. Because this is bullshit. All right, you don't fucking pay your employees past minimum wage, and you don't let them have a decent discount. What exactly are you giving your employees? What? The ability to work with games? Okay? Let me tell you right now, when you work at GameStop, you aren't playing games, okay? You aren't even talking about games. This is another thing I wanted to touch upon. When you work at GameStop, you're technically not even supposed to talk to the customer about certain games. And what I mean by that is this. Let's say a customer brings up Drake of the 99 Dragons on Xbox. Technically, you're not supposed to tell them that this game is a pile of shit and that they should get something else. If you do that in front of the district manager, he actually yells at you. Yes, he fucking yells at you for trying to help the customer, okay? Now, needless to say, I did this anyways, okay? Fuck the district manager. I played games when he wasn't there. I played games when the manager wasn't there. I read magazines. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to. And if a fucking customer came up with Drake of the 99 Dragons or Charlie's Angels on the fucking GameCube, I would tell him to pick something else out because that game fucking sucked, okay? But you know what? They technically didn't want you to do that. And, I mean, they'd rather us not do that to sell games than to have people bring it back later for it sucking and try to get a different game, which we usually wouldn't do for them. You have 7 days after you get a used game to see if you like it or not, and after that, they're not going to help you. Trust me, GameStop's return policy is very strict. Unless you bitch and complain and cause a scene, then the managers will usually give in and do what they're allowed to do anyways. Okay? But, you know, I mean, if you've gone into a GameStop too, you've no doubtedly, if you have an Edge card, you've probably forgotten your Edge card at some point, and you usually tell people, hey, you know, can you look up my Edge card, you know? No. You can't fucking look up your Edge card because they don't fucking keep it in the system. And they do this on purpose, okay? They do this so if you don't have your Edge card or you lose it, you have to get another Edge card. More money in their fucking pockets. But here's the thing. When I worked there, I used to just use my Edge card for customers, okay? I didn't give a fuck, okay? Then they started telling us that they were tracking the Edge cards. And if we used our Edge cards, they were going to fire us, okay? Is that right? Well, I went ahead and did that for 2 years of working there, and they didn't catch on. So let me assure you that they don't fucking track shit, okay? And if you forget your Edge card, and there's an employee there that has one, you can probably pretty much talk him into using it. But you pretty much, you know, it depends on the employee. If the employee's an asshole, they're not going to help you. I wasn't, okay? I liked the customers. That was the best part of the job, was talking with the customers. and talking video games, okay? Because that's really what I wanted to do at the job, but never really got a chance to do it a whole lot, okay? Because I had fucking district managers up my fucking ass and stupid-ass bitch managers who weren't even there, and I had to run the entire store with me and my assistant manager, okay? So, you know, it's ridiculous, you know? And I also had a lot of people tell me about how they've bought games and, like, they don't put them in the cases and shit. Okay, let me assure you that this happens all the time, okay? When you have a stack of games and you're putting the games inside the boxes, this happens a lot, okay? So the biggest thing you can do with that is to check any games that you buy at GameStop immediately and see if they're put in the case, okay? But if you find a game out on the floor, you're not guaranteed that game, okay, at all. You could bring it up to the register, and that game's no longer, you can't buy it anymore because we can't find it in the fucking envelope bins, and so you can't have it, okay? That's because the envelope system is fucking garbage. We lose games like that all the time. Or they don't get put in alphabetical order, and we never find the game again. Another thing is, you've probably been out on the floor at GameStop, and you saw a game with a certain price on it. And you brought it up to the register, and it scans as a different price. Well, technically, we're supposed to sell it to whatever price comes up on the register. Let's say the game says $5, and GameStop gets a dick up their ass and decides to raise the price of the game, and that price isn't changed on the floor, and you bring it up, and it rings up for $10. They're probably going to make you pay the $10 because technically they don't have to, but like I said, okay, they're trained to be dickheads. Okay? And the only way you can find a decent place that doesn't do this is if the employees don't follow the rules. I didn't follow the rules most of the time, let me tell you that. Okay? It's ridiculous. I mean, GameStop would also get hooked into these advertisers, right? And we'd always have to, like, push shitty-ass games, you know? We'd have to fucking talk about Hello Kitty games and motherfucking Barbie on the Game Boy and just stupid shit that nobody wanted just because they paid GameStop a little bit of money, and they have a fucking booth set up in the middle of the store, and we're supposed to push these games that nobody wants, and then we get yelled at about it later when, surprise, surprise, nobody wants Hello Kitty on the DS. Okay? Give me a fucking break. God damn, man, you know? And then you'd have these people, when I've had a few messages with this, is that depending on the store, when you go in and try to just buy one Game Informer magazine, they usually won't sell you that Game Informer magazine and tell you that you have to get a subscription to Game Informer in order to do this. Let me tell you that right now, that is completely lies. They can sell you that fucking magazine, but they just want the Game Informer magazine subscription because it makes their numbers look good, okay? Make them sell it to you. Okay? Regardless, anyways, I don't know why anybody would even want a Game Informer fucking magazine because nowadays it's about 95% ads. And depending, I mean, and they never review games harshly. Every fucking game gets above a fucking 7 because, God forbid, Game Informer talks bad about their games. And then they won't sell them at GameStop anymore. So, of course, they got to talk good about them because they're in cahoots with GameStop. Okay? So you're not going to read actual good reviews in Game Informer anyways. But, you know.